Thanks, Patricia. Everybody's in and ready to go.
Great. Thank you, Skena. Um, Thank you all for your patience as we've been managing such a high volume of activity in these last few days. There's been a lot of media requests coming in, understandably. So to make the best use of Scott and Jim's time, we're making them available for the next half hour to answer your questions as efficiently as possible. Of course, outside of the media availability, please continue to regularly check provincial government social channels as the source of truth on these fires. Scott and Jim have another meeting right after this one, so we have a hard stop at 12:45. We'll do a one question, one follow-up approach, and please use the raise hand function that's at the bottom of your screen under the reactions section. It's a little button there with a heart, and you should see the raise hand function. So I'll call on you as I see hands go up, and we'll do one question, one follow-up. Don't see. I don't see any hands up yet. Jake Webb.
Hi, yeah. First of all, thank you for taking the time. I was wondering how many people in total are being evacuated as a result of the Long Lake and Hoyt Lake fires.
I don't have a number of the people. I believe there's 42 homes involved right now. We made the recommendation from this department, and then the local officials take care of that. But I believe it's around 40 homes right now.
Okay, thank you. And for the follow-up, I saw the evacuation of the businesses in the Bears Lake area had been lifted for 11, but there are still several street closures that remain in place. Um, I was wondering how long can we expect those closures to last?
That would depend on the officials around that fire as well. We're battle the fire, and then the local authorities have the ability to open and close the roads.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jake. If we have more time at the end, we can circle back. Next would be Sheldon McLeod, please.
Yeah, good afternoon. Wondering what you can say about other areas that may be in a path or other residences that people may be asked to prepare to evacuate. As the notice went out last night, it was to prepare, and today, 12 hours later, we're told that area of the area by Hoyt Lake was to be evacuated.
I think that's going to evolve through the day. The immediate alert area has been advised now, so I think that's an ongoing assessment. And I'm not aware of any additional areas at this time. Our team is working with the local officials and focusing on the area that was identified last evening and this morning.
And for my follow-up, we on the fire in Susie's Lake saw a phenomenon known as crowning. I'm wondering if you're seeing that in any of the other wildfires that are burning, and why is that important to the efforts to try and control them?
The fire in Annapolis County, we're calling the Long Lake fire, is exhibiting that type of behavior as well. So it's crowning. So that's what we call it. When the trees are fully involved in the fire, so the whole trees are burning as the flame front is advancing. It's what we call, it's extreme fire behavior. It was more active last night than we typically see, and it poses additional challenges in terms of suppression. So yes, we're dealing with some intense burning fires.
Thank you, Sheldon. We'll go to Ali Thompson next, CBC.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Can you just talk about the fires burning in West Dalhousie? I understand there are dozer breaks, dozer guards being erected. Just talk about the characteristics of that fire, what's happening on the ground there to suppress it.
Yeah, so the fire in West Dalhousie, again, that's the one It's known as the Long Lake Fire. That was roughly the area where it's started. The efforts right now are focused on crews are using heavy equipment to reinforce things like roads, so widening roads and barriers that are already existing around values that be at risk. So examples would be the community hall in West Dalhousie. I know there's significant effort happening around there. There's a couple of communication towers that are critical in the area, so they're focused on that. We're also working very closely with the Department of Emergency Management and other local officials and fire departments on structure protection. So they're focusing on getting sprinkler equipment and water in place to mitigate any impacts if the fire does advance that far. So we're working very closely in tandem with other departments.
Holly, did you have a follow-up?
Sure. And we've heard some fires in recent days have been caused by lightning, human activity. Do we have a sense of the cause of the West Dalhousie fires?
Yeah, we're pretty confident this was a lightning fire. We had 4 fires in the last day that are along the same parallel as these, so we're pretty confident that's what they are. And due to the remoteness of those fires as well, hard for us to get in, so hard for anyone to get in there as well.
Great. Carolyn Ray next, please.
And do you know how far the Long Lake fire is from homes?
The last look was about 4 kilometers, I believe.
Yeah, say that. Yeah, and it's an ongoing. So crews are out there as we speak, and the fire is active. So yeah, like Jim said, that was the last report.
And I know the community has things in place for people to be out of their homes for the day, but do you have a sense, could they be out of there for a while given the conditions right now?
Very, very well could be, yes. Again, this is an evolving situation that we're watching and looking at. Once the threat of the fire passes, then we will let those doing the evacuations know that, and then they will do their process to allow people back home again.
Thanks.
If I
Thanks.
could
I'm sorry.
clarify maybe just, the most recent update we do have is we're estimating 300 hectares is the size, and more likely closer to under 3 kilometers from the West Dalhousie Road.
Great. We'll go to Jacob Moore next with Acadia Broadcasting, please.
Hi, I'm just wondering, can you explain what direction the fire is kind of headed in, and if the wind is sort of pushing it a certain way?
Yeah, so the fires generally will advance in the direction of prevailing wind. So winds have been south and then ranging a little bit from southwest to southeast, but generally it was south to southeast yesterday, and it started near the north end of Long Lake in Annapolis County, and it is now this morning winds it shifted a little bit more southwest, so it's advancing northeasterly with that southwest wind.
And have those, I know it was 2 fires, one near Hoyt Lake and one near Long Lake. Are they one now?
No. Hoyt Lake is still a relatively small fire, estimated at 1 hectare. Aircraft and crews have prioritized and hit that one very hard. That's one of our tactics, is to try to keep fires very small, and they've done very well to do that. And so there's a lot of focus on containing and then extinguishing that one today, so we don't have to deal with multiple large fires.
Okay, we'll go to Michael McDonald next, please, with the Canadian Press.
Hi, thanks very much. I wanted to ask a more general question about the prevailing drought-like conditions. And I'm wondering if you could compare what it's like now across the province to what it was like back in 2023, where we had an unprecedented fire season.
Scott, you mind?
Absolutely.
The fires in 2023 happened in the spring. Very hot, very quick moving, fast fires. But in the spring, late May, early June. The ground and the fuels had not had a chance yet to get dry, really, really dry. Now we are well past June, July, and into mid-August. Those fuels are incredibly dry now, all of them. Even the large tree stumps, the large tree logs, everything is extremely dry right now. So it's much drier than it was in 2023. Spring fires are fast burning fires that don't burn usually deep. The fuels are so hot and dry now that these fires are also fast, but they will burn deep, and all available fuels will burn now.
Thank you. Just to follow up, I'm wondering if you could talk about rain. How much rain do we need to make a difference, given the fact that things are so dry as you just explained?
We would love to have a few days of protracted steady rain all day for that. That's what we need here. Many days of that. We would take any drop of moisture we could get, but we need protracted days of steady rain, not hard downpours, but a nice steady rain is what we need.
And how does the forecast look?
Not well for that at all.
That was 3 questions, Michael.
Oh, I snuck it in. Come on.
We'll go to Tim Bousquet next.
Good afternoon. Can you give us an update on the containment situation at Susie's Lake?
Oh, Susie's Lake? Yeah, sorry. Go ahead, Scott. You can do that. Sure.
Yeah, crews are still continuing they've got about reports from a couple hours ago actually at the site where a full 75% containment of those perimeters that we were concerned about yesterday, and they were expecting to have that fire 100% contained by noon. We just haven't had that formal update, but they've made very good progress, and they're actually starting to work inward from the perimeter and start cooling down that fire towards the middle as well. So we're very happy with the progress that the staff and the fire department have made, and so that one's still looking good.
Relatedly, thank you. Relatedly, do you know, is the outpatient clinic still evacuated, and is there a plan to unevacuate it?
I heard on the news this morning, the same as Moose, that it was. Again, that's not our decision. That we just let people know what the fire is doing, and that's based on the local authorities, what they want to do with closures.
Thanks.
Thank you. We'll go to Bill Dix next with CTV.
Hey there, this may have been asked already, but how many water bombers are in action today, and how many helicopters as well?
So we don't have any fixed wing aircraft working in the province today. We are doing our best to coordinate with regionally and even nationally to see what's available, but there's a number of provinces having very challenging situations right now. So we don't have any fixed wing. We have 4 helicopters working in the province right now.
Great, thanks.
And did you have a follow-up question, Bill?
No, that's it.
Okay, I think we also have Aaron Beswick on the line.
Audio. I'm talking. Yes, you can hear me. There is some rain and lightning, I think, predicted for at least northern Nova Scotia tonight. Are you can you tell me how you guys, I believe you track satellite lightning strikes with satellite. Can you tell me what you do to track where lightning strikes are and whether or not you have concerns about potential fire starts through that?
Yeah, we're very concerned about those. We track those lightning strikes. This morning, we sent up our aerial detection planes to follow the routes of those lightning strikes to see what's there. We'll continue to do that to try to find these lightning strikes, if there's any that produce a fire very quickly, and attack them very quickly and put them out. So that we'll continue that process.
Did you have a follow-up, Aaron?
No, thank you.
No problem. So we still have a few minutes left, and I think we've gotten through everyone once. So I'll circle back and go to the start again for one more question each. We'll just go down the line in the same order until we hit 12:45. So we'll start back with Jake Webb. Jake, if you're still there, did you have another question?
Sure, thank you. I saw Annapolis County told evacuees to go to the Bridgetown Fire Hall, the reception center specifically. I'm wondering if you guys know the capacity of how many people the reception center can hold, if you have that information on you.
No, we wouldn't know that. Again, we recommend evacuations, and then the local authorities would find the facility and do what they can with that. That's not our purview.
Okay. Sheldon McLeod, did you have another question?
Could you speak to how relative humidity plays in it? It's been misty in Halifax this morning, and I'm sure that's helping the fire efforts, but that whole 30-30-30 ethos when it comes to the dangers.
So lower humidity, and the lower it is, the better the fire, the hotter the fire can burn. So low humidity is not on our side, and you're correct. So we've had fog and then high humidity both at Susie Lake and actually down in Annapolis County this morning in Digby, where our aircraft were stationed. It's the fog and humidity is a bit of a double-edged sword. It suppresses, it limits the fire behavior somewhat, but it also can hinder our ability to fly. But when the humidity is high, it's definitely more favorable for firefighting efforts. Low humidity, high winds, and high temperature is what works against us.
Great. Allie Thompson, did you have another question?
Hey, so if you look up Long Lake in Annapolis County, there's actually two. I'm just wondering if at some point someone could clarify which one we're talking about here.
Certainly we can. We can't right now, but
Yeah.
that will be put out. There's many names of many lakes that are duplicates everywhere for sure, but we'll try to make that clear. Scott maybe can add.
I was just going to say, if you're looking, there's a Long Lake southwest of Godfrey Lake, I believe it was called, Jim. So there's Godfrey Lake, Little Lonis Lake, and then so in kind of a line from northeast to southwest, Godfrey Lake, Little Lonis Lake, and then that Long Lake that's in that vicinity.
Okay.
Just north of the Hoyt Lakes.
Just north of the Hoyt Lakes, yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thanks, Allie. Carolyn Ray, did you have another question?
Yeah, the premier said firefighters in the province are stretched very thin right now. So what is our capacity should more fires crop up in the next few days?
Yeah, we are stretched very thin. We certainly are conscious of our crews and their efforts, and we move them around as much as we can to give them the best relief we can. We have, we have initial attack firefighters and we have other firefighters. So as soon as the fire is stabilized, we will remove some of our initial attack people to other spots and bring in people that are initial attack firefighters to help in that situation, to help alleviate some of that strain.
Okay. Is Jacob Moore still there? And if so, do you have a question?
Yeah, sure am. Scott, I think you said that the fixed wing planes are sort of held up in other provinces with fires right now. And I'm wondering if we had some, would we be able to knock down some of these fires a bit quicker? And I'm thinking of specifically the Long Lake one for that example.
I mean, if we were able to access them this morning, particularly, yeah, likely we would be able to make some progress. But with the nature of the fire and how quickly it grew yesterday and how intense it is burning, to be honest, it would actually be a bit questionable as to how effective fixed wing. I mean, if we could get them, we would utilize them, but that fire is intense enough that even fixed wing in the middle of the afternoon particularly might be minimally effective. And that's what our partners in other regions are finding as well. The fires burning under these conditions, even when they're using their fixed wing and helicopter water bombers. Come mid-afternoon, they're seeing limited effectiveness. So our best opportunities for progress are generally as early in the morning as we get, and later in the evening.
That fire was discovered so late last evening, and then it moved through the night, so it had a chance to get to where it is. So that's the facts there.
Michael McDonald.
Hi. Sorry about that. Jim, I heard you mention something about tracking lightning, but I didn't quite make out how you do that. Can you explain it?
I can explain it very so I don't understand the app, but there's an app that we use to track the lightning.
Oh.
And it's nothing. It's a product that's out there. We use that, and then of course once we have those lines, we set our aerial detection on those lines to see what's out there.
Right.
I don't know how it works.
No, I just misheard what you'd said earlier.
Oh, very good. Yeah.
Do I get a
Okay.
follow-up? No.
Sorry, no follow-up. We have
Oh.
time for only one more question. We'll go to Tim, please.
I
Tim
have
Smith.
nothing.
You have nothing. That's not very common. All right. After Tim is Bill Dix. Bill, did you have another question? Aaron Beswick.
Nope, nothing for me.
No. Okay. Michael, I will give you that follow-up since I said we had time for one more question.
Great. I just wanted to to follow up on this idea that the fixed-wing aircraft would have limited effectiveness. Can you explain why that is in more detail?
The air, the fixed wing water bombers, helicopter water bombers, crews on the ground, pumps, hose, all of the resources that we use to fight fires, have limits to their capabilities. And the reality is some fires can get intense enough that, even our largest resources can have limited or no effectiveness on fires when they're behaving at their most intense. And so, like Jim said, this fire grew overnight, unlike what we would normally expect or see. Just again, given the dry conditions and the weather that was overnight, it grew fairly large. And so, I'm speculating a bit, but there are experiences where any of our resources, it's the reality is some fires get that intense.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for attending, and thank you, Scott and Jim. That's it for today. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.